What is up, party people? Welcome back to the Bonk Bros podcast, coming to you on the YouTube. This week we're jumping into the mountain bike world championships and some surprising results from those with gold bikes at that race. We also talk about the USA Cycling Gravel National Championships coming up this weekend in Garing, Nebraska. Our homeboy DJ Dylan Johnson pre-rode the course and like a goofball ran out of water, and he tells a pretty interesting story about the country nice folks out there in Nebraska that saved his life last weekend. I can't wait till this weekend. I'm gonna smoke him in the race. We're actually staying together, so I get to trash talk him all weekend before I actually smoke him in the race. We've got a lot of good sponsors and partnerships here at the Bonk Bros, including SILCA and Bolt Skin and Shave and Dynamic Cycling and Ignition Coach Co. So be sure to check out all of the promotions, discount codes, and everything that you need to get hooked up in the description. Let's get this thing started.
Dylan, you in Garing, Nebraska yet?
I was this past weekend. Yeah, but not anymore. I'm in. Dude, you can't stay in Garing, Nebraska for a week and a half. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Why did you go there?
I don't know, man. To get pulled over by a cop as soon as I got there, like I roll into town doing 45 miles an hour, and the speed limit's like 35, and he's like, "Hey, I clocked you doing 45 into 35," and I'm like, "Dude, come on! Like the speed limit was 70 miles an hour like 10 seconds ago."
He just knew you were vegan. He looked at your car and said, "This guy's vegan. I gotta pull him over."
Dude. People in Garing, Nebraska don't even know what vegans are.
They eat vegans, probably.
Yeah.
He's probably mad because you peed in his yard. He's one of those farmer cops.
So, did you get a ticket?
No, dude. I was.
You only get a ticket.
Do you know who I am?
Over like 20 miles per hour. Everything else, you get a warning, right?
Yeah,
Not always.
I got a warning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a written warning?
And he knew about the bike race. He's like, "Hey man, you here for the bike race?" Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
He's like, "You bastards are taking up my next Saturday." I have that day off.
So
yeah, he's probably got to work the bike race. He's probably got to stand at an intersection for like 8 hours, making sure no one gets hit by a car.
Yeah.
So you pre-rode the whole course?
I did the entire course, every mile.
Conti Race Kings?
So it's pretty smooth for the most part, but then there's like,
so you gonna hit those 36 Strada Biancas?
No, just wait. just wait. All right. It's pretty smooth for the most part, but then I will say that the gravel is not fast. It's pretty slow, and I think it's because it's sandy. And there's some deep sand sections, and then there's so many goat heads. Like I think I punctured my tire 5 times, but I never actually had to put a plug in because the sealant would seal it every time.
What kind of sealant do you use in these days?
Do I even need to say it? There's only one sealant I would ever use.
Wow. Scott would be so proud of us doing an ad read in the first 3 minutes. This is for you, Scott.
Yeah. SILCA, obviously.
Yeah.
What's our new code? Because our other one got crawled. We got a crawl code.
I don't think we got a new one yet. Tyler, did we get a new code?
No
I
code?
keep just using Bonk Bros Bike Wash.
Actually, you know what? You guys can use... Nah. They need to use Rad Dad Dizzle 10. Screw these other guys.
But only at State Bicycle.
Give me your commission. No. The state code is Dizzle 2024.
Wait, Dizzle, you're personally... Okay, I don't know when I missed this, but you're personally sponsored by SILCA?
Yeah.
Wow. Ballin'.
I mean, this podcast would not exist if it weren't for me. So they're like, we see your value. And they...
Dude, somebody really screwed up at their marketing team. That's all I'm going to say.
Dizzle's just over here double dipping. We're definitely taking out of that next paycheck cut from SILCA.
Well, Dylan, who never talks about sponsors or shares codes, or Drew, who never shuts up about his codes. I don't know. Pretty good. Probably levels out.
All right, so you got that SILCA sealant in there, so the goat heads had no chance.
Yeah, I mean, when a goat head gets your tire, it's a really small hole anyway. So I think even with the Conti Race Kings, I was getting a lot of punctures. But I don't think I'm gonna switch tires because I think if I just run maybe more sealant than I normally would, I'll be fine. We'll see. But yeah, I think I'll probably do Conti Race Kings.
You could run those silk shields.
What?
Or whatever they're called, shield walls, whatever
No.
the sub tier is.
No.
Pure grip. What's that the one? I think Silk Shield is the Maxis.
Yeah, I think it is Maxis, which I would not be caught dead on. So yeah, no, I'll probably do Conti Race Kings for nationals.
On your gravel
Run
bike?
some Tannis inserts just to help you roll with a little more mass on the downhills.
No, I don't need more mass. I've got plenty of mass right now.
He's probably beefing up since Leadville.
I did actually weigh myself for the first time.
Did you guys say grassing up in your community?
Grassing up? Yeah,
Grassing
I'm
up.
grassing up. I did actually weigh myself for the first time since before Leadville this morning. I am 1 kilo heavier.
Oh,
Wow, dude.
I know.
Are you cracking into the 70s now?
I am in the 70s, yeah.
Wow.
It's just bringing down your watts per kilo and your max sprint.
Mm.
So
Yeah, but there was that Norwegian guy that gained like 20 kilos and got way faster in the tour this year. So
that's what I was going to say. We've just been talking about Blumenfeld so much that Dylan's like, you know what? I need to do the Blumenfeld method and gain a bunch of weight.
No, legit. Did you guys not hear about that?
Yeah, Christensen, the guy that was in the polka dot for like the first half of the tour.
Yeah,
said he gained something like 20 pounds and he's never been better.
20 kilos.
Kilos, dude.
He was like mid 50s.
Yeah, they showed a picture of him. They showed a picture of him. He was like a twig, and now he's like a freaking yeah.
I don't know if you guys have heard of a kilogram there in Kentucky, but that's more than double what a pound is. That's like 40 plus pounds.
Double? Dang. Wow. I think I weigh 69 kilos. Is that like ironic? My VO2 and my kilo are the same.
keeping it, 100
Consistent.
across the board.
Yeah. Is that gonna be your code now too? Red Dead is 69.
But that's not my FTP. Did you guys see that text? My FTP is like 10,058 according to my Garmin. I don't even know why it said that because it never read wrong throughout my whole workout. I did a whole workout and the power numbers were totally normal. And then I finished my ride and it says your new FTP is 1,058. And I'm like, where did that come from? It must be true.
Did you have like one 10,000 watt spike or something?
I don't think so. Everything was correct. The TSS was correct.
Do any of you guys have computer sponsors?
Yeah,
I mean,
Dell. I got that
You need
Dell
one now?
sponsorship.
You wish you had a Dell
If I had a
sponsorship.
Dell sponsorship,
Dell
I would have a legit reason to make my kit have cow spots on it.
Why?
Because their logo used to have a cow on it, didn't it?
I don't know. I don't remember that.
I don't.
You guys don't remember that? Look up old Dell logos. It had a cow on it. I'm pretty sure.
I'm not going to.
Pretty sure.
I don't even care enough to look that up. Okay.
Do you guys remember when I was like first getting into bikes? They had the custom Trek Project ones, and one of them was literally a cow, and it had the bottom bracket like pink, like the cow's udders. That was awesome. That was so good. What a good idea. Anyway,
so was that a no? I'm just curious because
do you mean bike computers? Do you mean bike
yeah,
computers?
no, of course he means bike computers, dude.
Nah, that's like when you're real pro. You know, like when you're real pro, you get that
What are you-
Wahoo or that Garmin.
What are you talking about, dude?
sponsorship.
Wahoo just gives out computers like they're candy.
No, but they only sponsor like the really fast people. Like Colin Strickland was a Wahhooligan. That's what they called them. That's what they called them. They called them Wahhooligans.
I love how your first example of a really fast person is Colin Strickland.
I mean, he won Unbound. Is that not like the biggest race in the
right.
world to win? That's literally words out of your mouth, buddy.
Maybe have they not sponsored anyone since Colin Strickland?
No, I think
That was it. That was the last one.
I think Stetna's a Wahhooligan.
Okay.
They did a whole YouTube series on him. You guys don't remember that sick video of Colin Strickland playing his guitar? That was the best part. He's just playing. He was just strumming his guitar in the Wahhooligan video.
No, I don't remember that.
Why are you watching a paid advertisement by Wahhooligan?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch that much YouTube, but I guess I watched that video. I only watch my videos, really.
Wow.
I get those stats up.
Yeah.
Get that monetization
Yep,
up.
exactly.
Okay, well, anyways, I'm in the market for a new computer, and I was wondering if you guys had any actual preferences.
Dizzle runs a Dell on his state bicycle company.
I got that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Out there in the
More
aero
of an
bars.
HP guy.
Why don't more like Continental is not a bike tire company. They make car tires. They're an automobile company that makes tire companies.
What was that
Why
word?
doesn't somebody like Dell get it, or HP get into the bike computer game? Like, well, I guess Garmin.
Too
Garmin
basic,
is not,
bro.
Garmin's not really bike computers. They do a lot of other stuff. But
Yeah,
like,
but you have to remember they're also it's like we call them a computer, but like really like the main aspect of it is the GPS unit.
yeah.
So I don't know, maybe Dell or HP or whoever doesn't
me
have
that.
like access to those GPS. whatever.
TomTom. I got me a TomTom.
I was just thinking Tom.
I had a
dude.
TomTom watch for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know they did that.
Yeah, it's a multi-sport watch. See,
You know,
that's
there's all
actually the big bummer is I need a new bike computer now. Well, sort of I do. I don't really need a new bike computer, but mine broke over the weekend. But I was really wanting to get a new... Yeah, the screen fell off.
what do you
And
have?
I didn't find it, so like it has no screen. It was a Wahoo.
Oh.
Now it's just a Wah.
Oh, so are you gonna move
Just
on
put
from
a-
Wahoo now?
Just put a
I'm thinking
Tamaguchi
about
out
it.
there.
I did just get a
Tamaguchi.
whatever the latest hammerhead is. SRAM sent me one to test out. I haven't used it yet. I've always been kind of averse to those because it's a touch screen, and I don't really like touch screens.
Oh, dude, I hate touchscreen.
Yeah. So I'm
You know
gonna
what you could get?
I'm gonna try it, and I'll see how it goes. But I kind of want one of the Garmin solar ones.
That one's
That's
also
just-
touchscreen. Is it not?
Is it? I don't know.
I mean, I could be wrong. I don't have one.
You could use code RADDADDizzle69 for a quad lock, and then just put your cell phone out there.
Just use my phone.
It's called Rockform, and the code is just ignition.
Okay.
Rockform.
Rock
that's
form?
Rockform. That's my
I
phone
figured-
case. I could put this bad boy right on my stem. They make a top cap that goes on, where your headset cover goes. You know what I'm talking about? Your headset
If
top cap.
you
Yeah.
keep
You can
explaining
get
this
that
for any
thing,
longer,
And then you replace your original one with the Rockform top cap, and you can lock your phone right onto your basically like over your stem, like where your
dude,
computer
why
goes.
didn't
checks
you
out.
become like a car salesman or something?
Even
I
better,
don't know.
you can sell quad locks.
Who also
state
was really
bicycles.
famous and sold cars was Evil Knievel. Evil Knievel was a car salesman before he like jumped motorcycles over canyons and stuff.
So you
Swear.
could have followed
I'm a
in his
big Evil.
footsteps.
Look right here. I'm a big Evil Knievel fan. I got his toy. It's an action figure.
I do see that.
What real people do you know that have an action figure made? Like he was a real life person, like, and he had an action figure made after him. That's pretty cool.
All right.
That's pretty
So,
cool.
anyways,
I don't know, G.I. Joe. Is that a person?
Fake. So
Right.
fake.
Well, thanks for the computer recommendations, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Dude, you could get a Choros, and then you'd never have to charge your computer again.
A what?
A Choros.
What is that?
It's you know how like everybody on Instagram got sponsored by Choros for like a week there.
Apparently not, because I've never heard of that company.
Yeah, me neither.
All right,
Alex Honnold
Dylan,
is sponsored by them. Maybe you've heard of him.
Alex
Dylan,
Honnold has a bike computer sponsor.
No, he's got a Choros watch for adventuring, or at least he's sponsored.
Is it with a Q? Quaros?
No, Coros.
No.
Yeah.
I bet that's Greek.
no.
I bet that's Greek for something. I'm gonna look it up.
you don't have to.
I have thought about just keep using my Wahoo without the screen and just like not be able to see the data but record it.
Yeah, but then you like get caught in one rain ride, and
Yeah, I'd have to like wrap it with something. Because it's definitely not waterproof anymore.
just some like cling wrap over the top.
Yeah, it just like the screen just like literally flew off, and I didn't even notice it until like a few minutes later. Apparently,
dude, we've had Boz on the podcast. He's probably got an extra.
I'll hit up Boz. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a Wahoo again.
Doesn't he run the Wahoo?
I mean, he literally works for Wahoo. Are you a Wahooligan if you work for Wahoo?
Have you guys had screens pop off other computers? That's my main concern. Is I don't want to get another computer and the same thing happens. Like I want to make sure the screen thing, because I've had it happen on 2 different Wahoos now. The first one they warrantied. The second one, I'm not even going to ask them because I don't even want a replacement.
Oh wow!
I mean, you could get the 540 or the 840, and they both come in solar options for Garmin
with buttons or with touchscreen.
The 840 is touchscreen. The 540 has buttons.
Okay, 540.
So,
I think that might be the ticket.
No, I got the 530.
No, I've never had that issue with a Garmin. I still have like the 500 that's kicking, like in my
the little teeny one.
Yeah, still have it.
That computer was balling.
Everybody had one of those.
You should just get a wired cat eye. You know.
Yeah.
Just wrap the wire all the way around your top tube.
Yeah,
I did. So the ironic thing is I was planning on doing my race this past weekend without a computer anyways, mainly because I really didn't want any metrics to like hold me back, because I felt like I was so out of shape that if I saw metrics, I would just get like freaked out. So I was going to do the race without a computer anyways. And then literally the day before, my computer screen pops off. So now I'm like, okay, well now I definitely can't do the race with the computer. I did have like a bunch of people that reached out and offered spare ones, but it was sick actually. Like I think from now on, I'm only going to race without a computer. It was way better.
Wait, you already did the
win?
race with no computer.
No, I didn't win. Yeah, it was this past weekend.
Who won? Dakota 5-0.
Dylan McNeil.
He's pretty good.
That's a fast name right there.
And have you guys heard of Harrison?
Name. Harrison who?
Beal?
No.
I don't know. Apparently he's some fast dude from California. He came out. But dude, Drew, what happened to your boy?
Vance?
Yeah, man.
What happened to him?
I don't know. He wasn't even like close to the top 10.
Oh. What place did you get?
Top 10?
10.
7th.
Okay. I don't know. I haven't talked to him.
Well, so much for him smoking my ass.
Got him.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Must
you guys
be
should
his
try it
coach.
sometime. Just ditch your computer.
Yeah, that's what Melisa did to win Leadville. She didn't have any metrics.
She also ditched her nutrition.
Oh, she didn't even bring a computer with her?
She ditched her nutrition.
She said she dropped both her bottles up the first climb. Dropped them both.
Wow.
She had to ask a guy for his bottle, and the guy gave her his bottle. Now, if that ain't cheating, I don't know what is. Nobody's giving Melisa was her last name Rollins a hard time for taking bottles from guys.
I thought you could take. I thought you could always do that.
I'm just making fun of all the people who got all you know, their
Their
panties in a
panties in
twist
a
about
wad.
yeah.
Did you guys watch Mountain Bike World Champs?
Okay,
No,
I did have a
totally
real
forgot.
legit question about that. Did Riley Amos and Bjorn Riley go 1-2 in the elite men's short track, or was that U23?
U23.
Oh, okay,
23.
that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
To
Wasn't
be like, not as impressive.
what?
How about
wasn't
you just
this
look
one
it
of
up?
They've dominated all year. They've gone 1-2 in like every.
That would have
XCO.
been way cooler if they went 1-2 in the pro men's short track. Like, dang.
Drew, there's this thing called Google where if you have a question like that, you can just look it up.
Nah, I didn't want to. I didn't really care that much. I just assumed it was the U23 race.
Did
but...
Riley win the XCO U23?
You could Google that. Yeah,
I'm currently trying to
LMGTFY.
Google it.
Tyler used to send me that all the time.
How do you guys not know? I
LMGTFY.
figured I figured you guys would know that.
I'll be honest, I didn't watch any U23 races, even though
okay.
America's got a really strong U23 team right now.
I'm gonna guess
watch.
that's a no then, if we haven't even seen it on social media or something.
What was your question, Adam?
Did Riley get first in the XCO?
No, he did not.
What the
that
heck
was
happened to him?
Luca Martin from France.
Who's that?
Bjorn Riley was fifth.
Yeah, I saw Bjorn was fifth.
and
I thought you guys
Riley
just said
was
they had been
he was top 10.
smoking people all year, and then they go 5th and 10th. What the heck?
In the World Cup. Maybe he said, hey guys, I'm just happy to finish behind you right now. And that's why
they were probably over. Sounds like they were
If you just let me
overtrained.
come to the line with you.
Yeah.
Hey, if that guy in front of you is Russell Finsterwald, yep.
Why does it matter if it's Russell Finsterwald, dude? I don't care if it's freaking Tadej Pogacar, dude. I'm gonna sprint him if I'm with him.
Tadej's not worried about you sprinting.
I know. Like no one should be worried about my sprint, but I'm not gonna be like, oh man, dude, I'll just let you win.
Dude, you know what's ballin'? I'm on the UCI's website trying to figure out the results. They only show the top 3 from every race.
They don't. You scroll down.
Shit, you can't scroll down. I thought that was so ballin'. I was like, damn, they don't even care about anyone but the top 3.
We're never going to get that computer sponsorship if we don't even know how to scroll.
Dude, if I had that Dell, man, it would scroll
what's
for me.
awesome,
Those things are
though,
so advanced.
Isabella Holmgren taking both the U23 short track and XCO. She's just a monster.
Also, your girl Puck Peterson won the elite race.
Was that elites?
Wow, thanks for blowing it for me, man.
I don't even see. Oh, PFP, 320 down.
Dang.
What?
What happened to her?
Crash?
Who knows? Probably coming down off that Olympic high and doesn't care anymore. All she cares about is road.
Such a PFP hater.
Man. Top
Did
14.
Peter Sagan race?
I don't think he rides bikes anymore.
I thought he was supposed to be a mountain biker, man. I was so excited for him to be a mountain biker.
No,
what
I think
happened
he
to
had
Pidcock?
like, who knows, man? He didn't have that. He probably put on the.
Why
cross,
was their race so short? The race,
I love how
Alan Hatherley won in an hour and 9 minutes.
Dude, Koretsky second again.
Love how me and Dylan and Adam don't know anything about it, so we just all keep asking Tyler questions about it.
I'm just looking at the same website. I didn't watch anything either.
It's like, Tyler, what's this? Tyler, what's that?
Oh, damn. Blevins got beat by Schurter.
That's embarrassing. He's probably 20 years older than him.
Retired.
Masters.
Did you guys watch any of the downhill?
I watched the highlights for the downhill.
Wasn't it Greg Menards last World Champs? Yeah.
Yeah. And Blake Bruni pulled a Sam Hill. He was leading and then he crashed.
Really?
Yeah. He was the last rider to go. He was leading. He was going to win and then he crashed.
Oh.
Why?
What an idiot.
What idiot. Risk aversion. I bet. Oh, yeah. Somebody needs to talk to that guy.
About what? He's won like 3 of them.
I did see that I guess it was mixed relay. The U.S. won the mixed relay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing that on here though.
Well, we
Is
won
it the
something.
cross country circuit? Short circuit? No.
Maybe we should move on to some racing
no.
that one of us has actually watched.
It kind of
Mixed
sounds like
elite
mountain
relay, there it
biking
is.
is turning into track racing, where there's just 1,000 different categories, and so everybody gets a rainbow jersey.
Yeah, there's also
That
an
easy.
e-mountain bike race.
Whoa, does Ian Lopez de San Roman have a sister named Vita that's super good at mountain biking?
I don't know if they're related or not, but I know that there is a Vita Lopez.
They must
Yours
be.
is for Bear Devo?
Who else has that last name?
I don't know.
Probably a lot of
Could
people.
be a lot of people.
Really? Well, she was on the mixed relay team, so they must have had. I don't know. I'm guessing this is how it works. You have to have 2 elites, 2 U23s, and 2 juniors.
Mm-hmm. I think
One
one
for
from
each
each category.
If
Category?
we just keep on asking questions that nobody knows the answer to, this podcast is going to suck.
All of our
Fine.
podcasts suck.
All right. So
I was just gonna shout out all the people that were on the team, but whatever.
no, screw
We'll
those
just talk
people.
outside.
All right.
Be a hater. They even race gravel.
Yeah, they're not even in the Lifetime Grand Prix. Come
Yeah.
on.
Dude, speaking of Lifetime Grand Prix and not being in it, what about Lockie just giving up on the Lifetime Grand Prix?
So what
Do
was
we-
he?
Do we know what he's going to do?
Yeah, what's
Or
his
are we
next
just going to
big
ask more
adventure?
questions that we don't
No,
know
no.
the answer to?
Didn't I send it to you?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it
didn't
said
say
stay.
anything.
It said stay put to see what his next big adventure
Well, you
was.
could have just clicked on the thing and then they already posted the next one.
What is it?
Oh well, what is it? You didn't send us that one.
Oh, really? He's doing like a circumnavigating attempt around all of Australia. It's like a 3,000 or 4,000 mile circumnavigation around Australia, and he's trying to go for the FKT. Did you see this, Tyler?
So does that
No.
mean? Why does that mean he's giving up on the Grand Prix?
Well, it starts in like a couple days, in the next round of the Grand Prix is in a week and a half.
Did he do that last year? He did his whole big Continental Divide thing the week before Schwamigan last year.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
he
mean, I
talks
think
about
an
how this
entire
is his biggest
continent is a
bike
little
ride
longer
ever.
than a Ride divide.
Yeah, but it worked out for him. He did that the week before
Yeah, but
Schwamigan last year, and he won Unbound. Maybe he's already thinking about Unbound 2025.
So it's
like, I
called
gotta
the
do-
Great Southern Country is the ride. that
Well, I
he's
was
doing.
going to say that Schwamigan was his worst Grand Prix result last year.
Did you beat him?
So, yeah.
Dang.
I don't know. I just assume like if you're riding 4,000 miles or whatever, 3,000 miles around Australia a week before
He
the
probably
next
just
round of the Grand Prix.
he probably just won't go to Schwamigan, I would assume.
You think he's
No,
he's
he
second?
literally
Is
won't
he
even
second?
be done with this before Schwamigan. So he's gonna miss Schwamigan. He'll be doing this ride.
Do you think
During
he'll miss the rad?
That's what I'm wondering. Like
That'll
is-
just be his 2 drop races because he's riding around Australia.
Is
maybe
he in third or fourth place overall?
third overall.
So what's
Yeah,
that
that's
like?
crazy.
$15,000
Do you get
or
to
something?
drop?
He's
I
probably getting
Drive
paid
pretty
more
often.
to ride his bike around Australia
Like,
than he would. if he got
100%
third
he
place.
is. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
100%
twenty
he is.
doesn't
20,000
even
or 20,000 or 15,000, whatever it is nothing to Lachlan. But
He doesn't care.
it's like it's not about the money; it's about the prestige of being top 3 in the Grand Prix at the end of the year.
Glory and the prestige.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he's just like full steer to gravel, and he's like, I don't want the glory. Give the glory to somebody else.
So the other weird thing, or I think crazy thing about this is it's all on road.
Oh, really?
That's lame. He can't make a YouTube video about a road ride.
Yeah, so it's I'm trying to pull up the link that shows how long it is.
When you said
I think he's-
circumnavigating, I literally just pictured him like, what is it called? Navigearing, where you're like literally hiking through the woods from point to point.
I don't think navigearing is a word.
I know, but
Orienteering.
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 Yes, that's what
Yeah.
I pictured. I'm like, he's gonna be like hiking through the woods, but he's literally just riding on paved roads. That's not as exciting.
Yeah. Oh, geez. 14,000 kilometers. So that's like more like 10,000 miles. Yeah, dude, he's definitely not going to be done before Schwalmgen. He might not be done before the Red.
And if he is done by the Red, like
Lachlan will try to break the around Australia record, which stands at 37 days, 20 hours. So he's going to be riding his bike
days.
For 40
he's going to be
days,
riding
dude.
for a month.
And you think he's going to be back in time for the Rad? And
dude, if he misses 2 rounds of the Grand Prix,
that's why I sent that.
And then he could easily just flat Big Sugar and be screwed.
Well, he's gonna be flat for Big Sugar if you ride your bike 10,000
miles.
He's starting it's gonna take him 3 months to recover.
He's starting on September 5th. So let's see, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. The earliest he'll be done would be October 10th. That's like the week before Big Sugar.
Dang.
And he's in Australia. So like he's still got to get back from Australia and get over jet lag, and come down from 40 days of riding 200 miles a day. Like,
yeah.
No.
I wonder how much milk he'll drink. He'll drink a lot of chocolate milk on that ride.
Yeah, he's going to attempt to ride 400 plus kilometers per day.
Okay.
300 miles?
About 240 miles.
So do unbound.
250 miles.
Unbound every day for a month.
Yes.
That sounds so much fun.
Yeah, why do you think he was so good at Unbound? It was just like one day of this thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's badass, whatever he's going for here. I mean, like, good on him. I just was kind of surprised because it seemed like he was taking the Lifetime Grand Prix pretty serious this year.
Yeah,
fooled you. He's just that good that he just wins Unbound.
What if he still gets top 3 in the Grand Prix after doing this?
Baller.
Yeah, no, I thought he was taking the Lifetime Grand Prix more seriously too. I didn't realize the extent to this circumnavigation thing. I didn't know it was going to take like almost 40 days.
If he wins Big Sugar, think of like how crazy people are going to go next year with overtraining. You know, like Chase Wark was trying to do 40-hour weeks. Dude, Chase Wark's going to be trying to put in like 80-hour weeks after this. People are going to be like training their brains out. He's going to be living that Wall
Street life.
I just did a 30-hour week last week.
I know. That's why not would you even bring that up? Dude.
We just talked about Lachlan doing like 30 hours in one day.
That's like embarrassing, dude. Come on.
When's the last time you did a 30-hour week, Drew?
I was going to screenshot my last 7 days because my last 7 days was 25 hours and it was only 100 TSS less than what you did. Plus, I got 2 kids. Plus, there were 2 travel days. Plus, I did a cyclocross clinic.
So many excuses, dude.
All of that, and I still was only 100 TSS off.
Dude, you're the only person.
The question is, why are you slacking? Like, you have no other commitments in life other than training.
And
why are you only doing 30 hours a week, dude?
And I rode 5 hours more than you did.
But I have so many commitments, like way more than 5 hours worth.
What is this? Are you watching Scott right now?
I think
Scott's probably dropped. Sorry.
I think that having 2 kids while you're doing 25 hours of training is easy. Like it.
I mean, here's all I'm gonna say is,
you want to borrow my kids for a week? I'll let you try it.
all the homies out there that are working 40, 50, 60-hour day jobs are probably looking at both of you guys being like, yeah,
I don't see
are real slackers. I got kids and I'm working 60 hours.
This is what I want to say, Drew. I don't think that having kids adds any stress to your life. In fact, I think it probably only enhances your recovery.
Yeah, that's so true. You know what? You're a genius. Yes. You know, making YouTube videos is probably so stressful. I can't even imagine how stressful your life must be making YouTube videos.
I don't even make YouTube videos anymore.
Wow.
Dude, Remco, sorry, Tour of Britain, got back to real bike racing. Remco has it might be gold plated bike. Gold helmet, gold bike, just like totally decked out.
He should.
That's wild.
Double Double champ, dude. You gotta flash that flashiness.
Maybe that's why PFP and Tom Pidcock lost, because they both had gold Pinarellos.
Too heavy.
Too heavy, yeah. Wait, so that's the race that Scott's at?
Yeah.
I can't Remco invited to a race that Remco is doing?
I think Hugo Scala's up here in the mix.
Packfill. That's what you gotta...
No, I don't think
Remco's got to beat somebody.
I only think
the Echelon.
I think Hugo's the only Project Echelon rider in here, as far as I can see. It's just a huge scrum with like a K to go.
Hugo, also an Ignition coach.
Maybe it's not Hugo. Maybe it's Scott.
We got coaches. We got coaches racing in the Tour of Britain right alongside Remco Evenepoel, who could be your coach.
These guys just took a turn like they're a bunch of lifetime Grand Prix racers. Jeez.
Was it
I don't
gravel?
know how to make a 90-degree turn. No, it was on road.
Is it
One
raining?
dude just like went straight. No.
No.
Tyler's pissed about the corner.
Are we about to like analyze the sprint finish right now? Is that what's going on right now?
Tyler Stites did get picked up by some pro team, I think.
It is.
Is that Hugo?
Quick Step. No, that was Quick Step. I can't remember. Not Luc Lamperti, the other dude, the French dude that's on the team.
No idea.
I'll give you the results here in a second.
Alaphilippe.
Spoiler alert.
All right.
Okay.
What were you saying, Drew?
Stites got picked up.
So, anyways,
was that you're so funny. I don't know. Was that team a World Tour team or what? I had never heard of it.
No, Caja Rural is like what's the next step down? Not domestic elite, like they're kind of the same level as like
better than Echelon though, right?
Yeah, it's a step up for him. Yeah, and Caja Rural gets invited to stuff like the Vuelta and
I don't know who has gotten second place at Pro Nats and didn't get picked up by like a legit team. Like the fact that he was on Echelon for 3 years is embarrassing. Like why didn't he? Why was he not getting picked up by a pro team?
Dude, Echelon is the new Legion, man.
It kind of sucks that we have like all these really good riders that are on like not such good teams.
Drew just like has no desire to make any friends with Project Echelon.
No, I'm not talking about just Echelon. I'm talking about there's a bunch like we had all these pro riders like Stephen Bassett go to an NCL team and then the freaking NCL team folds and then they don't even have a team at all. Or Gage Heck, who doesn't have a team and now he's not even racing. It's like there's all these really good Americans who are getting screwed because there's just no good teams to get on, I guess. I mean,
the NCL was bound to fail from the start. Like that was just such a stupid thing that came up that was put together. And but they were paying out a bunch of money. So if you're a bike racer and your options are I can keep racing these same crits, or I can get paid. Exactly.
100%. If they called me and said, hey, you want $20,000 to do some crits?
I think it was more than that.
Wait, 20,000? That's it?
I think it was more than that.
Drew's bar is set pretty low for his income.
Dude, how much money do we make from this? How much money do we make from this podcast? $0. Why are we doing it? Don't know.
For the love of the game.
Because it's fun. Oh, it's fun. Why do any of us do bike racing? We don't bike race to make money. It's for fun. So the bar is already the bar is pretty low already.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
That Menards sponsorship. We'd be set.
I saw Menards for the first time ever when I went to Garing, Nebraska.
What?
Were you in awe?
I was like, oh, that's that stupid
I'm actually surprised that Garing has a Menards. That's big time. If you're in the Midwest and you've got a Menards, dude, that's like your next level town.
Big time.
I was like, oh, there's that stupid store that Dizzle won't shut up about.
Did you know every time
Menards not go there?
Every time Menards builds a new location, they build it like 1 square foot bigger than the most previous one, so that the newest Menards location is always also the biggest Menards location.
Is that actual fact?
Dude, why do you have all these random facts in your head, and why do you feel the need to tell them to us on the podcast? Like, you know so many random facts, and you know not one single thing about tires.
It's just displaying my my knowledge. I'm just so knowledgeable on
you're
all
talking
many
about
things.
like facts about Menards, and like you think that Challenge XP Getaways are like the best gravel tire.
Repping his tire sponsor.
Yeah.
Can't hate on him for repping his sponsors.
Yeah.
Does Challenge make mountain bike tires?
No.
Bummer.
I also emailed them and said, you guys really need to make mountain bike tires. You need to get with the trends, guys. Cyclocross
come on.
is dead, and you can't just make a cyclocross tire into a gravel tire. Come on.
That's what I was going to say. Cross is coming. It's going to be here this weekend.
Ain't it here?
Dude, so basically, all of your sponsors are 5 years behind, is what you're trying to say.
No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
Didn't sound very funny.
I didn't actually email Challenge. They should make some mountain bike tires, though. That'd be sick.
No,
I mean, if their mountain bike tires were
the
half
thing.
as good as their gravel tires, they'd be good.
Post on Instagram yesterday or whatever basically said that we need to stop calling them mountain bike tires. They're just gravel tires. So Challenge just needs to make some bigger gravel tires. They don't need to be actual mountain bike tires. They just need to be up to par gravel tires.
Yeah. Dylan thinks he's like changing the industry, and oh my gosh, this year's going to be the biggest year ever. Do you think more gravel
riders would be open to running what we call now mountain bike tires if they stopped using Imperial and used metric to measure them? So like instead of them being 2.2 mountain bike tires, they were just 55 mil gravel tires. But the same thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Are like gravel racers so stuck in their ways is what I'm saying, that like they won't convert over to the Imperial?
I think that Keegan Swenson just needs to win like 3 more gravel races on his mountain bike tires, and then everything will change. So that's going to happen. He's going to win nationals this weekend on his mountain bike tires. He's going to win the red on his gravel tires. He's going to win Big Sugar on his mountain bike. I say gravel tires.
Dylan, you think you're going to beat Keegan this weekend? You're texting me about the feed zones.
When did I ever say
you're out there?
Dude?
You're out there pre-riding the entire course. Like, you are going to win, buddy. I can tell. You're like. I need to know what the feed zone situation is, because if Keegan doesn't stop, I'm not.
Dude, what if? All right, so what if?
Who cares what Keegan does?
This is my conspiracy theory. Dylan goes pre-rides the course last weekend. Yesterday posts about how everyone has to be running mountain bike tires now. Dylan's going to show up on 40 slicks and just dust everybody. He's already pre-read that course. He knows what it's like. He's
some GP 5000.
He's just punking everyone.
40 slicks, man. I got my 32 Gator skins ready to go.
32 Gator skins, even better.
None of those goat heads would poke through that.
Yeah.
True. Fact.
Dude, okay, but you understand that, like, everybody is going to be following Keegan, so if Keegan doesn't stop at an aid station, if you stop, it's not that you're not going to beat Keegan. It's like now there's 15 riders up the road that you're also not going to beat. And now your chance of even getting a top 15 is like out the window.
Not true. I didn't make the lead group last year, and I passed like 10 dudes that got shelled from Keegan's group.
What place did you get?
I got top 15.
What place did
15?
You just said I wouldn't get. You just said we wouldn't get top 15. I just said I got top 15.
All right, I was just throwing out a hypothetical, man. But I'm saying, like, if you want a good result,
hypothetically, realistically, I did it last year. Didn't make the lead group. Still finished top 15.
Okay,
exactly
but like
what you said wouldn't happen just now.
Look, I can't remember exactly what embarrassing place you got last year, but it's not the place that I want to get at nationals. I want to get higher than what you got last year.
Okay, well,
so I want to be able to
get this year, and I'm getting in front of you. That's what place I'm getting this year.
So look, like if you can't, you have to have the feed zone dialed, because Keegan's going to have the feed zone dialed, and everybody's going to just follow what.
Well, they do a riders meeting in a big theater the day before, and so we'll go to that. And we'll sign autographs, and we'll hear what the feed zone rules are like. And we'll get it dialed. No big deal.
Okay. All right.
I think last year there was a stop at like 80 or 90 miles in, and I stopped and swapped my bottles, I think.
Great. You're a wealth of information, man.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember. Just how about this? Go watch my YouTube video that I made on it. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. and you have footage of the feed zone.
Do we need to preview the race this weekend? What's the course like? Keegan's gonna win.
Last year it was super windy. That was like the only really like challenging part about it.
It's a little far out because it's still 5 days away. But I looked up the weather yesterday because I've got a couple athletes that are going, and it looks not windy.
Yes.
It said 7 to 9 miles an hour, which in the plains could probably equate to like 15 miles an hour.
It was windy when I pre-rode it.
It usually is.
Yeah.
And usually if they predict that it's going to be 15 miles an hour, it's probably going to be 30. Like it's like an exponentially greater when you get out to the plains, but it doesn't look like it's going to be windy right now. And it looks like it's going to be pretty moderate temperatures, like low to mid 80s for a high.
So when I pre-rode the course, I brought 4 bottles with me for like a 6-hour ride, which is not enough. So, but yeah. I was like, oh, I bet you there's going to be some spot where I can fill up. There's like no spot to even remotely fill up at all. You're really in the middle of nowhere. So I was like in the
filter, like a water filter, and get it out of the trough.
There's like no creeks or anything. Anyway, so I was riding, and I was like on the furthest part of the course, like 70 miles away. And I'm running out of water, and I'm like, oh, dude, what am I going to do? Like, I don't see anywhere to fill up. I'm like almost out of water. It's 90 degrees out here. I'm going to die out here in the middle of Nebraska. So I'm like, okay, I think I have to stop at one of these farmhouses and ask one of the farmers if I can have some water
first.
Hopefully they didn't listen to the episode last week.
Okay, so
oh dang.
So but there's not very many of them. Like you come up on a farmhouse like once every 5 miles maybe.
Yeah.
Like there's not a lot of them. So I came up on one, and it was, so I was like, okay, I'll stop at that one. And I came up on it, and okay, it's like there's 4 trucks, but none of them are working. Like they're all missing something, like either bumpers or tires or wheels or whatever. Like, and then I look at the house, and every single one of the windows is broken. And I was like, okay, well, this looks like an abandoned meth house. I'll probably not stop here. And so I go to ride away, and then a woman comes to the door, and she's like, hi, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I was like, okay, well, she looks nice enough, I guess. And I was like, hey, you don't happen to have any water, do you? And she's like, oh, yeah, I do. Come on in. And dude, her house was like, okay, you think my house is messy? Dude, this was like straight out of Hoarders. And she had probably like 10 cats, and their cat food was all over the floor. And
did you snack some? Take some treats for the road?
Yeah.
So did you get water? Or did you die? Did you die in this house? Did she kill you?
This is the ghost of Dylan's
past. Like
is that
she killed you. Like what happens?
No. She was extremely nice. She was extremely nice, actually. She gave me Gatorade and water.
What?
Whoa.
Where'd she get Gatorade from?
I don't know.
Menards?
I don't know, dude.
Sell Gatorade there.
But yeah. I thought I was gonna die, but
what's more embarrassing, me saying, "Oh, Rusty, will you please wait for me?" or Dylan knocking on somebody's front door?
No.
Oh, Mr. Farmer, I ran out of water. Can I have some water?
No.
Please?
You saying that you'll let Rusty beat you in a sprint is infinitely more embarrassing than anything I've ever done in my entire life.
I didn't say that I'd let him beat me in a sprint. I said, hey, dude, don't drop me. Let's finish this thing together. Let's finish what we started.
Super embarrassing. Also super embarrassing.
Dude, I don't care what's embarrassing or not.
So did you go do this pre-ride by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what friends is he going to ride with? I'm in Kentucky. I couldn't go ride with him.
I was by myself, yeah.
Okay. I just assumed like there was like a group of homies that all went out there together, and that's why you went there a week before the race.
Wait, so how'd you get all those good photos and videos of yourself? Taking pictures of yourself
His new
again.
Friend took the video of.
Oh, you got your farmer friend to take pictures of.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
I did have one friend with me, but not at that point in the ride.
You dropped them already, or what? Or they drop you?
Yeah, I dropped them.
Photographers that your sponsors pay to go take pictures of you probably aren't your real friends. Just a heads up.
That's what I was going to ask. Was this like one of those situations where it's like Survivor Man, where it's like, oh, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. I have no water. I better go to this farmhouse while there's like a film crew following you that's got like coolers full of ice cold water and Gatorade in the back.
Mm. Yeah, just like a Lachlan, when he did Tour Divide. That's why it didn't count, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My pre-ride of the course didn't count either.
Do you think his 37 days around Australia is going to count?
I hope
he has photogs.
I hope he's just doing it for the joy of it. It doesn't count towards anything.
That sounds like something Lachlan would do. All right, so what's your Nationals prediction?
I'm gonna go with the obvious choices: Keegan and Lauren.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good call. What's the situation for the women? Are going to have their own start again, right?
Yeah, and they have a no drafting off men rule at Nationals.
Cool. I thought I heard that they were going to try to do that.
Yeah.
So even if they get caught by amateur men or they catch up to the pro men, they can't work together.
Yeah.
Can the men draft off the women?
That's a great question. I don't know.
I mean, it'd be kind of embarrassing if like that was the case. Probably should just get DQ'd anyways, but
I mean, not nearly as embarrassing as Dizzle letting.
Hey, ladies, I'm just excited to finish with you. Don't drop me.
Let me take your pictures.
Also, I ran out of water. Can I have your water too?
Okay, running out of water because you're on such an epic ride is like not even embarrassing at all.
Broest move.
Dylan, what's your take on the course? Do you think it's emblematic of true American gravel?
I mean, yeah, it's very much like Unbound. It's very much like Mid-South. It's like a Midwest. It's a typical Midwest style gravel race, which is very long and boring and like not a lot out there.
So, like, would you be in favor of or not if they decided to move Nationals to like the Steamboat course instead?
Well, they should move Nationals around. It shouldn't be the same course every single year. So yeah, they should move it around. Yeah.
Next year it's in Minnesota.
Would you rather see it stay like in the Midwest? Like next year it's going to Minnesota, which will be similar. It'll be hillier than
one state over.
There's a couple states between, but
yeah, Minnesota's within driving distance of my house. Way better.
Yeah, I guess it is a little bit.
Dylan's still not going to stay with you.
That's the thing is like technically,
dude, I'm
Nebraska
gonna look up
is a neighboring state
map of the U.S.
for me,
right
but
now.
it's like 7 or 8 hours for me to get to Garing, Nebraska. It's so far.
I know, Dylan, that your map of the U.S. includes Brevard and Colorado, but there are other states that exist outside of that.
Okay, Nebraska almost borders Minnesota. It's so close to bordering Minnesota.
Yeah.
Except there's South Dakota and Iowa in between.
Yeah.
No, dude. You could go through just South Dakota and get to Minnesota. And honestly, that drive from
Iowa.
The drive from the northeast tip of Nebraska to the southwest tip of Minnesota, that's probably like a 2-hour drive.
Less.
Yeah.
It's like an hour and 20 minutes.
See?
But still, you have to drive through in South Dakota for an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. It's driving distance from Adam's house.
Yeah. No, you would go through my house.
Oh, you did?
Straight through it. You don't even stop. Just blow straight through the front door.
Adam might hook you up with some water. And some Gatorade.
So, Drew, are you flying there, or how are you getting there?
I'm flying to Denver and then driving. It's a 3-hour drive from Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
it was cheaper to fly into Denver and get a rental car than to fly to Garing.
Well, yeah, of course, dude. Garing's got like a crop plane airport.
guess who's not going to sponsor us? Visit Garing, Nebraska. That's definitely off the table from now on.
All I'm saying is people going to nationals this weekend, make sure you're actually doing 35 when you hit the town of Garing, or they're going to be pissed.
True. Dylan, you also still owe me for half the hotel. Don't forget to pay me. Okay. Or I'm not going to tell you the room number.
What if I just pick you up from the airport?
Are you going to pick me up if I have to cancel my rental car? Are you going to go back to Denver?
Aren't you in Denver now? Didn't you say you only went there for the weekend?
Yeah, I've asked him if we could carpool. He could just pick me up from the airport, and then I don't have to get a rental car. But he doesn't want to drive me back to the airport after the race.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. How are you getting to Schwalm?
I was going to drive.
Well, I know you are because you have to. You living out of your van right now. But
I don't have to. I can get I could get a flight if I wanted to.
I guess. Drew, I was talking about Drew though. You're not going straight from Nats to Schwalm?
Nah, man. I got kids, dude. I got to get home and hang out with the girls.
I know.
I am only going to be home for like 3 days, but then me and our boy Trey Shepard, he's going to drive with me up to Schwalm.
Okay, so you're driving to Schwalm.
Also, he's staying with us at the cabin in Chequamegon.
Sweet.
How many people are at this cabin?
Who's Trey? Who's this?
It's just us four and Trey.
Okay, sick.
Yeah, that's who we're on the email. You guys didn't get the email. You guys didn't get the email.
To smash you.
What email?
Bring it. Are you actually racing? I thought. Or is there the Masters race? Is it Mass Start? Is there like a Clydesdale? Is that
Clydesdale? Wow,
dude. Bro, you're gonna get dropped so hard.
Tyler's been hitting me up about like what size chainring should I have, what tires should I use.
I haven't even touched my mountain bike. I need
what
to
can I do to screw with
Dizzle's why you never go to the state of Wisconsin ever again. You're just gonna have such bad memories.
Dang.
Wait, hold on, Dizzle. You're not gonna do the drop bar mountain bike for Schwalm?
I need to put a shorter stem on it and try it with a shorter stem. That's what Trey told me. I rode it once and hated it.
You need a shorter stem and a super drop stem. Like you gotta really lower that front end.
Here's a question for you, because I had in the middle of the night the other day, I was like, maybe I should put on drop bars for this race too. But you guys have just separate, like a separate set of shifters, like road shifters for your drop bar setup. Because Adam, I don't think you run a drop bar only bike. Is that accurate? Or do you have a drop bar hardtail that's permanently set up that way?
Well, I shouldn't say permanently. I mean, I could swap it over whenever I want. But I have a whole separate setup for the drop bar. Yeah. And the frame was designed like custom around drop bars.
Oh, because it's your Moots.
Mosaic, but yeah.
Mosaic. Whatever. Same.
Yeah. So like I handpicked the geometry to better fit drop bar. Like if I haven't tried running flat bars on it yet. It'd be pretty easy, like a probably 10-15 minute swap to do that. Because it's all external cable riding, which at first I was like, oh man, it's external, but that makes it super nice for swapping things. But I'd have to run like probably 110 or 20 mil stem to do that.
Yeah.
Which would be fine for Schwalm.
I was thinking about that.
I would say it's not worth your effort.
No.
Because you have one mountain bike and you live in Bentonville, and you should ride that one mountain bike in Bentonville more often than the one race you'll do in Schwalm.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't need to go all out for one race. It'll be even more embarrassing for Drew when he gets
like putting the 38 tooth chainring on, no brainer. Putting drop bars on, brainer.
What size chainring?
30 tooth.
Yeah, 30.
30. You want to put a 30 tooth chainring on for Schwalm?
Fire Tower is like the steepest climb you've probably ever. Like,
honestly,
if you can ride it even with a 30, that'd be impressive.
Honestly, if you can find a 28, you might want to go with that.
Yeah. I don't care about this race. Just so that's out there.
I'm just happy to finish with you guys.
Yeah.
If I see Rusty, I'm yelling, "Wait for me!"
I feel like Drew and I are going to be dropped off the back of the race, and Drew's going to be telling me random facts about pine trees And
I'm gonna work you over. I ain't taking a single pull, and I'm gonna light you up.
What happened to not caring?
Drew, I can do 300
Drew only
watts
cares about
in a
taking
sprint.
out his own.
Yeah, you guys already know. The only thing that motivates me is beating people, particularly my friends. It's like, if I see Dylan up the road, motivation. It is.
You need to pretend like Russell Finsterwalds is your friend.
Yeah,
We are
dude.
friends now. After our extreme bonding moment at Gravel Worlds 2 weeks ago, we're good friends.
Dizzle, let's say hypothetically at Gravel Worlds 2 weeks ago, instead of Rusty, it was me.
Oh, dude. I'm going to say everything that I said to Rusty to you, and then I'm just going to lie through my teeth and sprint you at the end. I'm going to have you convinced that we're besties, and I'm not going to sprint
Here's
you.
the thing,
I'm just
though.
going to, out of nowhere.
If anyone, including you, but if anyone says, I'm about to get dropped, please don't drop me so we can finish together, guess what I'm going to do?
You ride at 260 watts.
Yeah, you would do that to your friend.
Sprint at 275
Drop
watts.
it into zone 2.
No, I'm going to drop them immediately. As soon as they say I'm about to get dropped, please don't drop me, I'm dropping you immediately.
Okay. Except for you
I'm gonna
can't
say,
drop
I'm going
me.
to line up
You
behind
can't
you
drop
and
me.
say that on the start line.
Russell Finsterwald could drop me. You, not happening.
And then ease past you guys as you're both sprinting.
Are you?
off the
You're
start
ahead
line.
of him in the. You're ahead of him in the Lifetime Grand Prix, so you're officially a better rider than Russell Finsterwald, right?
Yeah, I beat him at 2 out of the 3 races that they've had so far this year.
He's flatted at those 2 as well, hasn't he?
No, not an Unbound. Not an Unbound. I beat him by about 2 inches at Unbound.
Wow.
You know what I didn't do at Unbound? I didn't say to him, hey, man, like, it's cool that we're both here together after 199 miles. I hope I just finish right with you. But, like, right behind you, that'd be really cool. That's what I didn't do.
But you took hero pulls on the front of the group to make sure everybody was happy and let you hang on.
That's whatever.
Hey, how about we rattle through some listener questions instead of talking about more racing that we don't know about?
Okay.
Tyler, who put you in charge? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean we're gonna do some listener questions? You don't tell us what to do, buddy.
Dude, if anybody's not in charge, it's you, Drew. So...
All right. Let's see this first listener. So I'm gonna go from the email this time because we had like 30 emails that came in.
We got some Patreons that wrote in.
I think I got an email about a listener question.
Really? I'm just gonna read this one first. This is from David. David says, "I love you guys and have literally listened to every episode, but you need to start recording at a new time and not tell Drew."
Okay, I revoke my statement. We hate you, David. David, you wouldn't listen to this if it weren't for Drew. Come on.
Wait,
I'm the guy that everybody loves to hate. It's just
Dylan, you said that you've got an email?
Yeah. Somebody sent me
Dylan,
an email.
You check your email?
Yeah, I know.
Occasionally.
Right, well, what's
you
yours?
never respond to my email. What the heck?
I'm checking the Patreon real quick.
You send me emails, dude?
Nah, I usually just call you because I know you won't respond to my email.
All right, what you got, Dylan?
All right, I'm trying to find it.
All right, well, in the meantime,
Yeah,
Patrick wants to know.
Just go to the next one.
I was reading reviews on BRR.com, whatever that is, and found this summary on the Tufo Thundero 48 tire. They seem to suggest that larger gravel tires are not faster than the narrower version of the same tire. I've included the quote from the site below and would love to hear Dylan's take on it. I'm not reading this quote, dude. It's like 14 paragraphs.
Give us the highlights.
Basically, it says, we see the largest size of the gravel Thundero tire being the slowest rolling one. This confirms that, in contrast to road bike tires, gravel bike tires in larger sizes do not roll faster than smaller ones of the same compound. We're quite sure this can be applied to most other gravel bike, mountain bike, touring bike, and other bicycle tires that contain much more material than light and fast road bike tires. And then I'm not going to read the rest. So he wants to know, is that true? What's your take on?
Okay, so Bicycle Rolling Resistance did a test with different sizes and found that the smaller ones were faster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
no,
same tire, but just different sizes.
No, you can't look at what like bicycle rolling resistance to determine what size is faster. You have to, if you want to determine what size is faster, you actually have to go on gravel and ride it on gravel. Because like you realize that bicycle rolling resistance tests road tires on the same they're testing road tires on the same drum. How many times has
Scott literally said this exact same thing to you?
Yeah,
and
but
yet you still refer back to the verbatim of what the rolling resistance tests come.
Yeah, but it's good for getting like a baseline comparison between tires. It's not. So for example, a lot of people will say, oh, this tire is 3 watts slower than this tire according to bicycle rolling resistance. It's not actually 3 watts slower in real life, but what you are getting is you're getting a comparison between two tires, and you can see that one tire is slower or faster than another tire.
So are you telling me that
you can just throw out all of the data then?
So that we can't trust the German anymore. We just can't trust him.
Well, the reason why you can't like the specific watt differences between the tires is because it's on a round drum.
And it's made up.
Oh my god. Dude. Okay. Wow. So here's the thing.
So my whole worldview is just crumbling right now because this oh my gosh.
I thought you guys already knew this.
What am I going to do now?
We've been saying, like, we've had this conversation before, and you have always backed the steel drum like full thrust. Like you're like, whatever the steel drum says is what it is. It might not be the exact numbers, but it gives you the
exactly
trends.
It's good for comparing one tire to another.
The drum is saying that 40s are faster than 48s of the same tire.
Yeah, but the drum is like the drum is perfectly smooth, or I think they have like slight little ridges in it, but it's basically smooth.
I know what the drum is.
Yeah, so you can't if it's smooth, you can't compare.
So what you're saying right now is basically what their data reads, which is let's just call it the whatever this Tufo Thundero tire is in a 40 versus a 48. If the 40 is faster, you're saying throw that out the window. You got to go test it yourself. Then that means you can just throw all their data out the window and do all of your own testing.
No, you can't test different sizes like of the same tire because it's a smooth surface. But you can test different tires to see if one has a faster casing or not. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you've got two tires and you want to see,
let's say they're the same size, okay, but two different tires, but the exact same size. You're saying that would be reliable to compare between those two tires.
Yeah.
But what if they're different sizes? Is what I'm saying.
I mean, he does test different sizes. You're not going to see an advantage from a bigger tire on a smooth steel drum. But you are going to see an advantage from a bigger tire on actual real world gravel.
All right, man.
How does that not make sense? That makes sense. Does that not make sense that you wouldn't see an advantage on a smooth steel drum, but you would see an advantage on actual gravel?
I could see that. What I'm saying is, why even care about what the steel drum says?
Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to determine which tire has a fast casing and which tire has a slow casing.
But it only applies in the same exact size, is what you're saying.
I mean, he tests different sizes, but he does change the pressure based on the size.
Also, you're kind of homies with this guy. When is he
I'm not homies with him. I don't even know him.
Use real life mountain bike pressures. The extra low rolling resistance tire pressure, whatever that he calls it, is like 25 psi for a mountain bike tire. That's like rock hard, dude. That should be like the extra high pressure, not the extra low pressure. He needs to be testing down to like 15 psi.
Mm-hmm.
It's whack.
Look, I'm just saying it's really good for comparing one tire to another to try to determine which tire has the faster casing. Because otherwise, it's really hard to do that. And really time consuming and really expensive.
Moving on. Did you find your question yet?
No.
All right. Well, sucks for that person. Rainer wants to know, can someone explain to me why more gravel/road bikes don't have slacker head tube angles? From a speed perspective, all things equal, the head angle has no effect. The best explanation I can find is that smaller trail numbers have quicker handling, but I've never wanted my bike to turn quicker when riding road or gravel. Is this a case of roadies believing that because something feels faster, it is faster? That's actually, the last part's maybe an interesting take. I would agree that for gravel riding, in anything with like a unpredictable surface, you probably would not want your bike to steer quicker. But I don't know that I would say the same is true for road bikes. And I've ridden like they do make road bikes that have slacker head tube angles. They're more like touring or commuter bikes, and they feel a lot different. And maybe that is just the feel of it. But I think a quicker steering road bike is a way better ride, in my opinion, for racing.
You know, this may come as a shock to some people, but I'm not nearly as much of a geometry nerd as you might think. I care about stuff that actually matters. That's actually going to make you go faster or slower.
It's fair.
Like tires?
Exactly. There's a reason why I care so much about tires and don't care that much. I mean, I do care a little bit, but I don't care that much about geometry.
Yeah. I mean, I understand where this question is coming from, especially in the gravel bike realm. I think a lot of gravel bikes still have very close to similar geometry as road bikes. And I am surprised that there hasn't been more exploration in kind of deviating from that. Something like in the 60s for head tube angles, or getting some longer trail numbers for the trail. Bigger wheelbases, like we still see pretty tight wheelbases on a lot of gravel race bikes. And I don't know, maybe that is part of the future, but for the most part though, like if you're talking about standard gravel racing, and we're not talking about like ripping single track or super chunky steep like Jeep roads and stuff, like kind of what Dylan's saying, it really doesn't matter. Like you're riding most of the time in a pretty straight line. Everyone kind of sucks at cornering on gravel, so like it's not like you're going to improve the cornering ability of a bike.
I mean, you could. I just...
Yeah. I don't think it would affect... Like, I don't think it's going to make people that suck at cornering on gravel better at cornering on gravel, is what I'm saying.
No, I mean, I will say that...
Tires will do that.
A mountain bike from 2024 versus a mountain bike from 2014 or 2004... even if we're comparing bikes with the same amount of travel, like they've improved a lot. The geometry has improved a lot.
It's not even the same. Like it's talking about like space rocket ships versus like, horse and carriage.
Okay. Well, that's a little extreme, but, the geometry has improved a lot. So I'm not like, I think that maybe similar improvements could be made in a gravel bike, possibly.
Yeah, again, and I think once we start seeing suspension become more prevalent in the gravel bike stuff, that will definitely warrant a need for changing the geometry a fair bit.
Yeah.
Like, do you like the way your bike handles with the suspension fork on it?
Oh yeah, it handles way better.
Yeah. And it probably is slacker with that. I'm sure the axle or crown is longer.
No, felt make sure that the stock fork is I forget what the term they use.
Suspension corrected?
Suspension corrected. Yeah.
Okay.
So it actually doesn't really it doesn't really change the geometry of the bike when you put a suspension fork on it.
Interesting. So that would mean actually it does, because when the fork is sagged, it might actually be a little steeper. Or is the suspension corrected fork account for sag in that? It depends on how much travel
you're overthinking it, man. It's like within the margin of error.
I guess there's only like 30 mils of travel anyways, right?
Yeah, dude, like it's within the margin of error. It's so close that you can't even perceive a difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
You rocking the suspension fork this weekend?
I think I'll do the Lao fork.
Nice. Oh shoot. Well, I gotta go soon, so I think that's enough for listener questions this week.
You gotta go soon.
I got 2 minutes till my next meeting.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about for 2 minutes?
All right.
Patreon?
Brian says, all right, here we go. This is the last one. Brian says, Scott answers every question with aggressive sarcasm, just like Napoleon Dynamite. Where are you going to ride today, Scott? Wherever I feel like? What do you think? Why did Project Echelon sign you, Scott? Because I can hunt with a bow? Of course. Brian, that's it.
Accurate.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's what I was like. That's what I was saying. I feel like Scott is less of a dork, though.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that?
I'm gonna put some glasses on him though.
Did you guys see that Orita commercial they did like a couple weeks ago? They literally got Napoleon Dynamite out of the history books, and they had him come back for a commercial about tots. I was
Really?
like, dude, that was hilarious. That is the best commercial I've seen in so long. They're like, I don't even know what he said, but the fact that Napoleon Dynamite was in a tater tot commercial was brilliant.
That does make sense.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Well, on that note,
All right.
fun fact from Dizzles.
Yep. We'll end it there.
Thanks, Dizzle.
Okay. Good luck this weekend, guys.
Yeah.
Anytime.